deal of the week. So this is a super cool project, one of Matt's latest personal flips, and he's going to take you through this deal, talk about how we got it, some challenges along the way, and what he did to this house to maximize profit. So, Matt, I'll pass it off to you. Get it kicked off, my man.
Yeah, this was a condo, so our first ever condo project. A lot of learnings dealing with the condo association. We found this deal through an agent, got it through Fast House through an agent. Purchased this property back in, I want to say, October of last year. So a few of the nuances I want to talk about dealing with HOAs.
Oh, man.
There are a lot of headlines right now about HOAs and condo complexes.
So you're talking about HOAs in like a subdivision with single-family houses, or mainly HOAs with condos?
Yeah, sorry about that. I want to clear that up. Condo development HOAs. Okay. A lot of insurance issues happening with condos being underinsured. HOAs maybe not fully insuring their units. Some wiring code issues, things like that. But more importantly, just dealing with an HOA that likes peace, calm, and we come in here and we totally gut a second floor condo. So for me, it was important to understand, if you're going to do a condo deal, understand the bylaws. And read through all of that documentation, and also understand the financial solvency and viability of that HOA. You don't want to get a part of an HOA that has no reserves in its account, or they have a pending assessment, or which we've done some in the past, by a condo that's currently in litigation with its owner occupants. So.
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody about what's going on with that? Not this deal, but a condo we bought and the trouble we're having with the HOA.
Yeah, we bought a condo in a great area here in St. Louis, did a great rehab on it, and we get to go sell it, and an agent that's in our office, our broker actually, is listing a like unit, had a deal under contract, and a few days before closing, the lender calls for the buyer and said, unfortunately, we can't write a loan on this because the condo development is underinsured. This condo development was appraised at $21.5 million. The HOA signed an insurance policy for $2.5 million. So it is
about 10% of what it needs to be.
It is $19 million underinsured.
Wow.
So currently, no lender will write a loan on any units in this condo development. Not saying that's definitely not a regular thing. This is definitely a one-off. So make sure you read through your bylaws and read through the financials of that condo.
Okay. Yeah. In order for us to sell it, it has to be to a cash buyer at the
cash
moment.
buyer only at the moment.
So
yeah.
Kind of
it's kind of a he said, she said. So the HOA is blaming the insurance company. Insurance company is blaming the HOA. So it's just it's a mess right now.
Yeah.
We're currently stuck with a house. A fully renovated condo in a great area that we can't sell because not a lot of cash buyers at that price point right now.
Yep.
So
maybe a little, I don't know if we would have found that in due diligence, but it's tricky. And let's talk about some of the things you did right with this HOA as you went under contract with it.
Yeah. So I think important for me, review the documents and then introduce yourselves to the HOA. Most people that get involved or run or are on an HOA board probably don't have a lot of time, they have a lot of time on their hands, and they really love being a part of that HOA. So what we do every time we buy a home, whether it's a single family or a condo, but I called every one of the board members on the HOA, introduced myself, my wife, hey, we bought this unit. A lot of times they'll give you a little backstory on the unit too, and then let them know what we're going to do and how we're going to improve that unit for the building. So we went ahead and did that. And then some of the operational challenges we came across dealing with an HOA. Second floor unit, 40 units in this building. You can't just dump all your demo debris in the garage or in the dumpster that you have sitting in the driveway of a single family home. Our team, love our crews, they're incredible. They were literally throwing demo debris off the second floor balcony.
Is that allowed? That doesn't sound like that's
It's definitely not allowed. Into a dump trailer in the parking lot. So demo day was absolutely nuts over there. Definitely had a few knock on the doors from some neighbors, but we worked through that on that day.
I can see you guys just like tying up like old cabinets and like just hoisting it down, like hand over hand.
Yeah, no hoisting, just throw them. It's way more fun to throw them. Yeah. So once again, second floor, you can only get in and out of this building and up to the second floor through an elevator. The elevator is not built for big vanities or appliances. So a lot of challenges making sure you're prepared operationally to get materials in and out. Also keeping the neighbors happy. This was a little bit of an older type community home, condo development, and a lot of them were retired, and they get upset when there's music being played by the crew, or there's loud noises and banging and hammers and debris all over the common area from our crews. So we had to buy like sticky mats to make sure our crews were cleaning their feet in and out of the condo unit. So we went ahead and bought some gift cards for some of our neighboring units. And then after demo day, I know we have some before pics here, we had a leak. Unfortunately, when we ripped out the kitchen cabinets, the kitchen line for the sink was dripping. And so we got a note on our door that said, hey, your condo is leaking into my unit below. So we had to go downstairs, introduce ourselves to this gentleman, and you can look up in the ceiling, and it is just a brown stained mess from our unit that was leaking over the weekend. So you don't have to really deal with that in a single family home.
But it could also get more you're only on the second floor here.
Right.
Imagine doing this on the 8th floor, 15th floor. In a more urban setting in a city, a lot of times if you want to fix and flip, condos are your only option.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so definitely there's a lot of positives too with the condo. We didn't have to mess with any exterior, no roofing, no windows. Didn't have to mess with the deck, but just make sure you're prepared with some of the operational challenges you're going to deal with in a condo, and we definitely learned a lot. Another one was plumbing. We had to pull a plumbing permit and do some rough-end plumbing work. Well, to do the rough-end plumbing work, we had to shut our water off. Not only do we have to shut our water off, we had to shut the whole building's water off. So we have 39 neighbors that we had to write a letter to say from this time on this date you aren't going to have any water.
My goodness.
Definitely a challenge there. So and then lastly is the fees. A lot of fees dealt with or dealing with a condo. Our HOA in this area was about $500 a month, and they passed an assessment during our ownership, and it jumped up to $730 a month. So making sure you're incorporating with your holding costs the HOA fees.
Yeah, and that's a huge part of whoever's going to buy this on the back end. So making sure that those fees are, does this place have a pool?
Yes, it has pool. Like there's some value with those fees, sure.
Good.
When you go on the back end try to sell it, we know how interest rates are. The mortgage is already going to be a pretty penny. Then you got to throw in an extra $700 for the HOA. They want to make sure that they're getting some value in that. So really clearly in our listing laying out, 3 of the utilities were included. You get a gym, you get gated access, you get a pool. So making sure you outline
all exterior maintenance.
All the exterior maintenance is covered.
Yeah, that's good. Cool.
Yeah. Then lastly, this was just the condition of this home was our first really rehab we did with a heavy smoker. So a lot of folks can kill the smoke, kills ozone treatment, but smoke creates a lot of staining, and beautiful new vinyl windows were yellow. So ultimately it was probably one of our messiest and dirtiest condos we purchased, but we were able to turn off an awesome product in a quick amount of time.
Very cool. Do you want to get through some before and after here?
Yeah, we can go ahead and.
How did you how did you finance this deal, first of all, Matt?
Yeah, I financed this through a private lender.
Private lender?
Mm-hmm.
Purchase price and rehab?
Just purchase price.
Okay.
And then we self-funded rehab. Yeah. But a lot of times, previously, we pull a line of credit from our personal house. Which is a little bit better interest rate, about 8.5. So we'll pull some money off that line for rehab funds. But with my private lender, I stick to just purchase price only. And then find other source for the rehab.
Yeah, I like that. Cameron has a question, just thoughts on a FHA 203K, which is a construction loan. Do you know much about that?
I haven't done one, but I do. We work with a lot in our wholesaling company upstairs, and they're great products. I think you can. I know a couple national lenders that's their bread and butter product. Differences with that, I'm sure that you'll need an appraisal done with that, and it just takes a little bit longer time to get through the underwriting for that versus a private lender. So just make sure you have enough time in your due diligence period before you close to go ahead and make sure that they can underwrite and provide that funding. Yeah,
we looked at it at the very beginning to see if it'd be a good option for us to fund our projects. definitely some rules involved in it for sure. A lot of it on the rehab side of things, and making sure you got, you know, your budget dialed in, and they're not going to pay a penny over your budget and all that stuff. So we went a little different route just because all the red tape that you have to get through, but definitely a good option.
Did you use a disbursement company with that one as well?
We didn't end up doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, we found private lenders and hard money lenders and kind of went that route.
But yeah, to answer Cam's question, we do a lot of deals with folks that have 203K loans, and it's definitely a great product. Just make sure you read through all the requirements and, like Lucas said, the red tape.
Yep, for sure. So what are we looking at here, man?
Yeah, it's a little alley kitchen. It was pretty messy. So everything was original. Gentleman lived here for 25 plus years.
Check out those pill bottles. I noticed pill bottles and Cheerios. That's what they liked.
Yeah, yeah,
popping
definitely.
Pills and
we definitely
cereal.
knew we were going to have to totally gut this place.
What? You didn't paint those cabinets?
Yeah, put some new hardware, paint the cabinets. So we went ahead and gutted the kitchen. And if you can see back in the back on that last photo, there's a little banquette area that really created like a real tight space for the dining area. So we blew out that banquette and opened that up, probably gained an extra, 30 feet of square footage.
Nice.
And then after that, the one challenging thing is that recessed light there. There's really nothing we can do with that. We like to blow out the soffits most of the times when we rehab, but there was ductwork, and ultimately it was ductwork for the condo building. So that's one thing to make sure you're cognizant of, that you're not moving walls or messing with electrical without a licensed electrician or someone who knows working with condo buildings.
Yeah. Let's see the after pictures here and what you guys did. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, pretty straightforward for a rehab for us. Loves quartz countertops, soft close cabinets, new hardware, new appliances. Every house has a different backsplash. My wife likes to throw in. Updated the light fixtures, so really brought a nice, clean, modern look to it. But also, we wanted to keep some of the classic finishes, like the color of the flooring, because we knew what our buyer. That's a good tip when you for me is when you rehab a house, just imagine who your end buyer is going to be, and sort of tailor your rehab to that market, to that end buyer. So we thought our buyer would be someone 55 plus in this area. So we wanted to make sure there's some traditional, don't get too modern and too eclectic.
Love it. Is it, so that go back one more, Tyler, there, sorry. So that recessed lighting, that's where that kind of like new light what it was, so you took that completely
we were able
out.
to take that out. Unfortunately, we couldn't move the soffits, but we were able to open that, give it a little bit more of an elevated or open feel to that kitchen, because there's really nowhere we could go with that footprint of the kitchen with it being in the condo.
Love it. All right, let's get to our next before picture. Vacuum cleaners.
A lot of stuff. Popcorn ceilings. What you can't tell is the smell.
You can't smell this picture.
No, a lot of Marlboro Reds. And everything was stained yellow. So, and that is all wallpaper that you also can't tell as well.
So what do you have to do if someone like smoked in there? Can you just go paint it right on top of it?
Yeah, I would spend the extra time and money to make sure that you get everything out, make sure you pull up the carpets, but also have your contractor or painter use kills. And then we also did an ozone treatment through the ductwork to make sure that smell is gone, because it'll raise its ugly head down the road for sure if you don't mitigate it and remediate it up front.
That's the worst thing in the world, to have a brand new rehab place and it still smell like smoke.
Yeah.
So
so a lot of stuff too. We have.
Are these the things that you've thrown off the balcony?
Some of those for sure, yes. At first when we started our project, we're like, oh man, what can we keep? But then you look through it and it's most of it's in rough shape. So had to do a pretty extensive junk haul and demo, and popcorn ceilings had to go.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of prep work getting ready for what I call the pretty cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see the after picture. Woo.
Yeah, so really we had a lot of good natural, a ton of windows off the back of the condo, so pulled off all the window features and shades, all new flooring, cleaned up, smoked out the fireplace, brightened that up, obviously great staging. And then we dropped in some can lighting. It was a very dark, it was all, there was no overhead lighting, it was all like lamp lighting. So that's one thing that was new to us. Since it was a condo, it had to be a certain type of wiring, because you didn't have the attic space to work with. So that definitely took a little bit extra time working with that electrician to make sure it was up to code, and we can still run some recessed can lighting.
I love that you were able to squeeze that in.
So that's the living room. Then we had our master primary bedroom here. Had a big
Roku
walk-in
TV,
closet.
baby. Roku.
So we went ahead and real similar to the other, dropped in some overhead lighting on the after photo. That flooring should run up into the bedroom, added new carpet. I go back 50-50 on if we run the vinyl plank through the bedrooms versus adding carpet.
Yeah,
And
I never know the right answer to that.
I don't either.
Because it's probably 50-50 on what people like. You know, do they want vinyl plank with a rug? Do they want that soft feel on their feet when they get out of bed in the morning? Like, I get it.
I know. Personally, I like vinyl here. Going back to your HOAs and knowing your indentures and it was required that bedrooms had to be carpeted for noise, so they made our decision for us.
Gotcha.
But we don't always put carpet in our bedrooms, but here we had to put carpet due to the HOA. But it ended up turning great. Overhead.
You know what is nice about this house is that staging. What do you think about staging on your flips?
I'm a huge proponent of staging. To me, the marketing of a property, you're going to spend months and tens of thousands of dollars renovating a property. Why not spend the extra couple thousand to stage it and market that property the right way? It's you're gonna see the ROI for sure.
Yeah.
Huge proponent of staging. When a buyer walks in, they want to be able to visualize how they can live in that home, how their family can live in that home. So make sure you vet your stagers and work with them on how we think the house should flow, and I'm a huge proponent of it.
Yeah, I think on the staging side of things, I love that aspect of it, but also like houses aren't perfect. And to me, if it's a blank canvas, the buyer's eyes are just drawn to those imperfections a lot easier. And with the staging, it kind of helps them not see every minor detail that might be wrong with the house.
Yeah, real good point.
Cool. So those are some before and afters. Are you ready to get into some numbers?
The numbers.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the numbers. Yeah.
All right, let's do it, man.
Yeah. So we purchased this home, like I said, from a private lender for $172,500. I'm sorry, with a private lender for $172,500.
Yeah. Bought it through an agent, right?
Through an agent. Yep. And then we put $52,000 into it. Some of our holding costs, insurance, utilities, taxes, and then that's our hard money. We call it private money interest on that. I usually budget for 5 to 6 months, knowing that hopefully we can get it done in 3 to 4.
Yeah.
But just from a number standpoint, make sure you over budget or protect yourself with a little bit of holding cost, just in case something comes up, permitting, drawing, something like that, inspections.
Yeah. So if you're getting hard money for the purchase price or anything purchase price only, including those holding costs in the amount of money that you're raising for the rehab costs is super important, so you can make those monthly payments.
Yes.
And not have to dip into your personal
come out of
cash.
pocket.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, great point. Threw in those condos fees. Like I said, we'd spend over $2,000, right around $2,000 on condo fees. We locked it up under contract for $290,000 on day one. We had multiple offers.
So what did you list it for?
We listed it for $279,900.
Yeah.
Got 2 offers at $10K over ask.
A lot of showings, or
a lot of probably 15 to 20 showings.
First weekend.
But I'm a big fan. I don't run it through the whole weekend. I like if there's a solid offer, like the terms, we'll go ahead and lock it up before getting through the weekend. So we locked it up. Everything was great. Loved the agent was great to work with. Come about 5 days later, I noticed that the buyer still hadn't turned in earnest money. So shot a note to the agent, hey, what's going on here? She goes, I don't know. My buyer has ghosted me.
Oh, no.
So we lost that contract. While I was going through those negotiations or having issues, we came out of contract. I was able to call the previous or the other offer, and we ended up locking it up and close it out at $290,000.
$290,000. So can we go back to that gross profit one more time? So what does that look like, getting locked up at $290,000 and getting that thing to the closing table, and what did you walk away with?
Yeah, so we locked it up after paying commissions. I self-list. Like I said, I am a licensed agent.
So save your money there. Do you pay yourself as an agent when you list?
I don't. I've gone back and forth. I keep it in the deal. So we were able to walk away with just over $45,000 in about 3 months turnaround time from when we purchased it to when we put it on the market to when we closed it out on the MLS. So a 19% return on our money.
Yeah. So tell us about that 19% ROI, return on investment, and kind of what metric you look for when you're looking to do a flip?
Sure. I like to look at a little bit of both, but to me, the ROI number is important to stay for me in the 15%, 10 to 15% for sure as a baseline, and then anything above that is gravy. You can look at just the net number, but if you're doing $1 million listing and you make 80 grand, you're only making 8% return on your money. That's what I like to look at both the lump sum, but the ROI percent.
Yeah, so just for simplicity terms and an example, like if you're into a house, purchase and rehab for $200,000, minimum return we want to see on that is 20 grand. $300,000, 30 grand, 400,000, and so on and so forth. So you smoked that and got a 19% ROI here, which is fantastic.
Yeah. We were very happy. Great project all around, and definitely some key learnings with the condos.
Yeah.
Would I do another condo again? I don't know.
You seem pretty good at it.
Yeah,
chumming it up with the board members.
Yeah, make it look easy, but definitely a lot of challenges in between that purchase and that sale date.
Was it worth 45 grand worth of challenges?
Yes.
Yeah. I love that, man.
Let's do about 5 of those a year.
Yeah. How many of those do you need to go full time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Very cool, man. Good work on that. Awesome place. It's going to be a great home for somebody for a long, long time.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button, comment with something you learned, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. We give away more free advice on how to create wealth based on things we actually do every single day than any other channel on YouTube. Make sure to share this with a friend, because our mission is to inspire you to think differently about freedom.